Hello everyone and welcome back to a little bit more coverage of The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls Requiem, the solo/co-op mode. Just before having to dress this table up for a different game, I thought why not record another one and just see how it goes. I'm still using Isaac just because it's his game, it's ubiquitous with Isaac and the D6 is really powerful. Swapped out the Knight though just to try Zazel. He is very powerful in the video game. Wouldn't say as much here really. To nerf him, he doesn't start with Brimstone, he starts with Lord of the Pit, which allows him to cancel an attack and lets you make another attack. So primarily, that would let you attack the top of the monster deck, not knowing what it is. You could see what it is and be like, nope, and just cancel your attack, go after something else, but still get rid of something that might be annoying that's already up. So both characters already have their 3 pennies, they both start on 2 health, they both deal 1 damage to start with. In the monster pool to start with, we have Ragman, who is worth 1 soul. We have Clotty, who's just a standard enemy. In the shop we have the map and Libra, and for the bonus souls, which I've randomized, we have Soul of Gluttony again. So if we ever get a hand of 10 loot cards, which is the most you're allowed to hold, you gain the Soul of Gluttony. We have the Soul of Wrath, which is a new one to me. Each time a player dies, you put a counter on it, and when the 6th counter is added, you give it to the active player. So for co-op, that's just, plus 1 soul. And then Soul of Pride, each time a player gains a treasure, put a counter on this, and then the 6th time someone does that, the active player gains a soul. So it's a lot of easy souls to get on the table to start with. So this one might be smoother, although we kind of won just suddenly last time. If you didn't catch that last time, I went more into detail about how the solo/co-op mode works. Go check that out. Without further ado, let's look at what loot cards both characters have ended up with. Little baby Isaac has a Butterbean, which you can use to cancel an ability or shop ability, not going to be relevant for co-op. We have a trinket that we can play into our hand to activate its effects. When it's destroyed, you gain +1 treasure, so it's actually something that you want to have on you if you die. And finally, the tower, which is a roll that could potentially damage yourself, the monster, or every other player. That's not a good card, both in this and in the video game. And let's see what Azazel has. Azazel has 2 pennies. Azazel has 2 pennies. Can we go for 3? Nope, he's got a bomb, which can deal 1 damage to a monster or a player. So the last thing to do before we get started playing is to flip open a room card, because I am going to use the room deck again, because it's the new thing in Requiem and it's pretty neat. And also if you wanted a better look at the active monsters, there you go. I know an overhead cam would actually be perfect for this kind of game. I don't have the setup for that. So we'll just have to work with what we have. So as we start the game, the room is going to be, a battle royale. Let me see here. The active player may attack other players. Attacked players have a 4+ chance to hit. If a player dies and that player was attacked this turn, the player gives the active item the item they would destroy via the dying penalty. So for co-op, that is essentially nothing, because it's literally just to give you the ability to attack players directly, which normally you can't do. So it's a waste of a room. We can swap it out as soon as we defeat an enemy. So I'll try and stay a little bit closer to the monsters at this time, just because you don't really need to see the hands of loot cards, because I've shown you them, and I'll show you what we add. On that note, we're going to start with Isaac. He draws a loot card. He is adding to hand a single penny. Before he does anything else, he's equipping the Wishbone, so if he dies, it's just a net benefit for everyone involved, really. So that's his 1 free card play, and then he's going to attack Ragman. Now Ragman is pretty easy to kill. He just needs 2 3+. The problem with that is he does 2 damage on him, to you if you miss, so it would just insta-kill you. And when he dies, he has a 1 in 3 chance of not giving a soul and just going back into the monster deck to be drawn again, because of the... You fought him in the video game, he can resurrect himself. So, we're going to see, with the power of the D6 at our back, let's see if we can hurt him. Well, I immediately rolled a 1, so we shall D6. I would like Isaac to stay alive. And I rolled a 4, so that is 1 damage to the Ragman. Let's roll again. That's a 5, so we have killed him. Then we have to roll again, and a 1 or a 6, he goes back on the... Oh, it's a 6. So let me just read here. 1 or a 6, put this monster on top of the monster deck. So we would immediately just redraw him then. I think that is one of the change cards. I feel like that used to say you shuffle him into the top 3. So he doesn't immediately come back. I might be misremembering, but I feel like that's what his card used to be. So he is just back then, because you have to fill the space he was in. Unless, of course, a new monster goes... Actually, you know what? Just to make it more interesting, we'll say that a new monster came out first. It's a fat bat, and then Ragman is just waiting there, because we know we can attack the top of the deck as well, so we know he's there. A fat bat has 3 health. He's a 5+ to hit though, but if you kill him you gain treasure, which is kind of rare. Isaac is not really going to do anything else. He's going to tap, yeah, he'll just tap himself to play the gain 1 penny, because why not? He'll gain exactly 1 penny and be done. So over to Azazel, he is drawing a loot card. He is drawing 3 pennies, which actually he's just going to immediately do as his card play. So he is going to gain 3, taking him up to 6. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to potentially try and get the Soul Gluttony with him, I think. But that said, I am going to attack the top of the monster deck because we know what it is, and I'm going to cover Fat Bat. We know it's Ragman, and we're going to try and kill him. So let's see what happens. He rolled a 3, so he did hit him for 1 damage. I'm then going to tap his card and play the bomb to kill Ragman. Now, will he stay dead this time? Yes, he will. That is a 2. So Ragman is dead. He loots 3, and that's already 1 soul. So I'm just going to put that down there. So his 3 loot cards are a single penny, a single penny, and a lucky penny. Okay. Gain 1 cent, rewards are doubled till the end of the turn. Oh, so you have to play that. Yeah, that's an unlock in the game. You can make lucky pennies be a thing that spawn. They give you +1 luck in the game. That was a quick turn, but he already has 1 of the 4 souls we need. I'm just going to hoard money with him, I think, given his hand. So that is the end of round 1 of... Oh, wait, he also beat an enemy. We'll put a new room into play as well. I am Error. At the start of your turn, roll. And then depending on what you get, you do some random stuff. Ooh, that's not a good card. Okay, well, we're going to have to do that when we go back round to Isaac just now. Alright, we're back over to Isaac. He is untapping, as is the D6. We're drawing a loot card, and it's a lucky toe. If you would loot except during the loot step, instead loot that much +1. So if you gain loot from kills. In fact, let's put that into play. We'll immediately put that into play. So he has 2 trinkets in play along with his D6. And, at the top of his turn though, for that I am Error room, he has to roll. That's a 6. Do all of the above. Oh dear, okay. Put a monster into the discard and replace it with the top of the monster deck. I'm going to say goodbye Clotty. And hello Spike Chest. I guess we'll handle that in a second because we have to do this whole card first. Reroll an item you control. I don't know what that means. I presume that means you would get rid of it and draw a new one. Do trinkets count? I'm going to assume trinkets don't count, and the only item we have is... Well, it doesn't say treasure though, it does just say item. You know, I'm not sure on that one. We'll just say it's treasure only for now. As long as they do it wrong consistently, at least it's consistent for the video. Discard your hand and loot 3. So that means we would not have the lucky toe. We would not have our butterbean. We would not have the tower, because we are being forced to loot 3. 1, 2, so that's 3 cents, a dice shard, and 2 cents. So that means we still haven't played a card. And then that's it. That's everything. Swap the monster. Oh yeah, so now we're going to have to resolve the spike chest. I rolled a 2, which is take 1 damage. Excellent. And then we have head trauma. Discard 2 loot cards. Come on. Let's get rid of the money. We're saving the money on Azazel, not Isaac. Fine. And then we have... Okay, a golden chest. That can be good. 6. Loot 2. Could have been better. Well, we're getting back. We're recycling the deck a little bit. A bomb and 2 cents. It's a start. So that is being resolved. How many more of these can we... Oh no. That's what you have. A problem you have when you have a deck so large. A cursed chest. Okay, this is not being shuffled well still, but let's roll for it anyway. 5. Take 2 damage. Isaac has died. I didn't even get to do anything. Okay, Isaac is dead. Double treasure. Choose another player. You and that player each gain +1 treasure. I presume that will proc, because we have to fill the deck. But let's handle this in steps. Isaac died, which means he loses 1 penny. I'll put that to one side. He loses a loot card. We'll lose the 2 cents, because he's not trying to get money. We lose the wishbone, but when the wishbone gets destroyed, it becomes +1 treasure. So I'm going to draw the top of the treasure deck. Godhead, flip a dice roll, the roll becomes 7 minus the current result. Oh, they've nerfed that a little bit. It used to be better. In the game, Godhead is like the best item you can get. So that is not a surprise. So that was from doing that. And then we get double treasure. Even though Isaac's dead, I presume this still works on him. So both players get +1 treasure. So we'll give Azazel one first. Brimstone. Well, that's very, very fitting. Each time you deal combat damage to a monster, deal 2 damage to another player, you can't attack on your next turn. Oh, they've nerfed this as well. It does +2 damage though. Each time you deal combat damage to a monster, deal 2 damage to another player. That's not optional. Yeah, they've made that card much worse. Which again also makes sense. I suppose they did the same thing in the video game, no fun allowed. Isaac's card from the double treasure. Jawbone. You tap it to steal money from a player. That's just fodder for when he dies next. So Isaac is kill, and that is his... That turn was still really long. Oh wait, no, we still have to populate this again. Ambush. The active player must attack. The active player is dead. Delirium? Really? Other monsters have +1 difficulty to hit. When this dies, put it in the monster deck. 6 cards from the top. Oh, that's a problem. That is a big problem. Alright, I'm not really focused on the monsters that are active currently because I don't think we'll be attacking. Because of that Delirium making things more difficult. Well, actually, no, thanks to Lord of the Pit I could, because I could attack the top of the monster deck and cover Delirium. He doesn't have... Yeah, he doesn't have the rule that says you can't cover him. So that means that is an option. And because Isaac is currently dead and won't revive until his turn, we can safely use Brimstone and not accidentally kill him. So there is a cause for attacking this turn. First of all though, we have to draw loot. It's another bomb. How many cards is that in hand? 2, 4, we have 6 cards in hand. It might be worth just holding off to try for Soul of Gluttony, because we're getting close. Either way, we are going to attack. I'm going to attack the top of the monster deck. I'm going to cover Delirium. If it's something we don't actually want to fight, I'll use Lord of the Pit to cancel the attack, and it lets me attack again. It's Dogma. That is also one of the secret final bosses. When attack is declared on this, put each other monster into discard. Oh, when this dies, put a card named the Harbingers from outside the game in the monster slot not being attacked. Okay, I actually do have the Harbingers in this pile somewhere. I remember it because it doesn't have the standard back, and I guess that explains why. So, well actually, and then, let's cover Fatbat with that. I am going to attack him, I guess. Azazel's going to die. Although if he dies, I'll lose Brimstone. It might be better to let Isaac try and take him out. But then it's such a waste. Yeah, you know what, I think strategically it's better not to attack. So I'm using Lord of the Pit to cancel my attack. I won't bother flipping it because it's not going to be of any use to Isaac. But yeah, because that means when Isaac attacks Dogma, we can discard Delirium, get rid of that +1 to hit debuff, and he can hopefully save himself with some dice rolls. Alright Isaac, you did really well last time. Oh yeah, this needs to go down to 6. That was a whole round. You did well last time, Isaac. Going to need that again from you. First of all, your loot card. It's a tapeworm. Each time you miss an attack roll, deal 1 damage to another player. That's terrible. That just actively hurts you if you're playing co-op. Okay, let's see. He will declare an attack against Dogma. So when an attack is declared on this, put each other monster into discard. Goodbye, Delirium. Thank you. No thank you. Then we draw others, right? When this dies, I'm not going to do it yet, or maybe you do, it doesn't say. I guess I will. It's a Holy Mom's Eye. It's a pretty okay thing to get actually. Either way though, so with Delirium gone, that means he doesn't get the +1 difficulty to hit, so he's hitting a 3+. If you miss though, he does 3 damage, and Isaac will just die if he doesn't use rerolls. Let's see what happens. So that is a 4, so that's a hit. So there's 1 damage. Let's use... we'll just use this d6 to count up damage. So he's got 3 health left. Let's do it that way. Second hit. It rolled slightly off camera, but it is a 3. So he did hit. So that is a 2 left. If he lands 1 more hit successfully, he can use a bomb to finish him off. Come on. A 6, he hits it, puts him on 1, and yeah, he's going to play a bomb. Oh no, I feel a sneeze brewing. He is killing it. One sneeze later. Sorry, I desperately wanted to make sure all the dice rolls were on camera to prove that they're not being fudged or anything, but I had to break there to sneeze. He is playing that to do the last bit of health. Dogma dies. He is not worth any... Oh, the dog just knocked my seat over. He is not worth any souls. He gets +2 treasure though, and he also forces the Harbinger to fill which slot? A slot not being attacked, so it's going to cover the mom's eye. I'll look out the Harbingers in a second because I'm going to have to find them in this. But Isaac gets 2 more treasure. Contract from below. Destroy 2 items you control to steal a non-eternal item from a player. It's just death fodder then. Which is good because that protects Godhead. And molding clay. Choose a non-eternal item. This becomes a copy of the item. This changes indefinite. So Isaac could turn this into brimstone. As long as Azazel still has brimstone, that is. So that is really good. Alright, I'm going to go look out the Harbingers. Well, here is the Harbingers. Pretty scary. 4 health, 4+ difficulty to hit. You have to attack them once per turn if able, which is awful. And if this would die, instead you put a counter on it, you gain 1 treasure and then it heals to full because you have to kill it 4 times because there's 4 horsemen, and then you flip it to the big bad of the video game, the beast. So unfortunately, that's going to be there. We are going to change the room because Isaac has gotten a kill. I forgot to roll that for Azazel actually, but too late now. Social goals. What is this? When 4 goals are completed, each player gains +2 treasure. Oh, this is a reference to what they do during the Kickstarters for these games. Apparently it was a very fun process. I didn't take part. So, things to keep track of, I guess. We'll try. I shall try because I don't have enough counters here to count those many things separately, but that's a neat room to have. So Isaac hasn't played any cards yet. He just went straight into attacking. He is going to just leave his turn there because that means he can help Azazel by using the d6 or using the dice shard he's got, anything like that. It does mean though if Azazel attacks with Brimstone, Isaac is going to die, but we'll worry about that in a second. Well, let's take a pushed back view. As Azazel activates, he draws a pill here. Ooh. Do you take the risk? Yeah, he's going to play that immediately to try for more loot cards. 2. Loot 1. So essentially, it just overwrites itself. That's fine. Deal 1 damage to a monster or a player. Why does that look different? I don't know. It just looks different, I guess. So now he's up to 2, 4, 6, 7 cards, but he has to attack the Harbingers. And if he dies, that's going to make it very difficult to get to Soul of... well, Soul of anything, really. Oh yeah, on that note, a player did die, because Isaac died, so there should be 1 counter on Soul of Wrath. But we're attacking the Harbingers on a 4+. He's doing 3 damage, but if he lands the hit, which we need him to, Isaac dies. So he didn't land the hit, that was a 3. Now, Isaac is going to help him, even though that means Isaac will die. So how will he help him? The roll becomes 7 minus the current result. Yeah, we'll just use Godhead. We'll flip Godhead, so that means the roll is a 7 minus 3, it means it's a 4. He lands the hit, he does 3 damage to the Harbingers, leaving them on 1 currently. Isaac immediately takes 2 damage and dies because of how Brimstone works now. So I'll just discard 1 penny. We'll discard the tapeworm that he was just holding in inventory, and we'll destroy Contract from Below because that is a PvP card. That goes into the treasure pile. Discard. And Isaac can no longer help Azazel, unfortunately. He could play a bomb to just kill the Harbingers, but that would be using up a loot card. They only do 1 damage, so he can afford to miss once. So let's do that. He did miss once, so I will play a bomb to kill the Harbingers. Unfortunately. Oh, Isaac died, so that's 2 counters on Soul of Wrath. That's the first death. I guess we'll use this dice to count how many total deaths they've had, because I'll use this one for their HP. So he gets a kill, it heals to full, and he draws... active player gains +1 treasure. He got Chaos. Each player gives their hand to the player on their left if he taps this. Nope. He will put that into play though, because that's good fodder for him. And that is going to be his turn, I think. Yeah. Welcome back to the world of the living once again, Isaac. It is ticking down to 5 rounds remaining. Let's see, roll a 6 3 times. No, haven't done that. Give 6 pennies to a player. We might do that at some point. Let's see what your loot card is. Little battery to recharge an item. Well, all your items are back to being charged now. So, he has to attack sooner or later. So I guess he'll just go for it. He's got all his items back, so he's attacking the Harbingers, and we'll use that for their HP. 4+. Well, he got a 4+. He also managed to hit the round timer. There we are. 5. It was 5, right? So he's hit them. He is only doing 1 damage, so they've got 3 health left. Second one, that's a 1. We'll Godhead that one to make it down to a 6. So he hits. They have 2 health left. That's a 1 again. We'll D6 that one. Makes it a hit. They've got 1 health left. Isaac is the reroll king. And he got a 6. Hope that was on camera. So he got them again. So that's the second horseman dead. Isaac gets a treasure. Crystal ball. Before a dice is rolled, choose a number. If that is the next roll, loot 3. That would have been a good item to have on Azazel. So Isaac has attacked once. He hasn't played a card yet, but he doesn't really need to. You know what he will? He'll use the little battery to recharge Godhead, so that he can help out Azazel with that. And he can still play one more card by tapping himself. So that can, yeah, we've set Azazel up to hopefully have a good turn. But he has to attack the horseman. So I was just thinking there, yes, he has to attack the Harbingers. I called them the horsemen because they are horsemen. They have to if they're able, but then he can use Lord of the Pit to immediately cancel that attack and do another one. So he doesn't necessarily need to attack the Harbingers. He does need to loot 1 though. It's the top of his turn for 4 pennies. Again, just trying to hold on to his hand. 2, 4, 6. He's back up to 7 cards. We have to attack. Hitting the Fat Bat though is a 5+. Now that's going to be difficult. Not impossible. If he hits it though, well, 1, Isaac dies, but 2, he will kill it thanks to the brimstone damage. So, sure, he has to attack the Harbingers. He taps Lord of the Pit and says, nope, actually, I'm attacking him instead. Let's see what happens. Oh, or you could just do it naturally. Okay, so Fat Bat dies. He gets +1 treasure for the poor. He's adorable. For Fat Bat dying, the treasure he gets is a donation machine. Give another non-eternal item you control to another player to gain 8 cents. Ooh, we might do that in a second. Hang on. First of all, repopulate a new monster. Oh, it's because I backed Tapeworm by Edmund McMillan. It's a shiny Tapeworm card. When this dies, put an egg counter on the active player. When a player with an egg counter dies, and this is in discard, remove their egg counters and put this back into an active monster slot. Okay, so I'll have to put it to one side. You kill it, you loot 4 though. Okay, so I think that covered everything. We got our treasure. We're going to give Isaac... Do we want to do that? Yeah, that would be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I think we will. So we'll use the donation machine to give Isaac a non-eternal item. We're giving him Chaos. I presume you're allowed to do this even though he's dead. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Azazel killed Isaac again. So that is up to 3 of the 6 it needs to pay out. And oh yeah, there should be a 1 on the Soul of Pride, but I don't think that's going to matter. Oh wait, no, hang on, each time a player gains a treasure, we've been gaining tons of treasure. I think Soul of Pride should have paid out by now, because Isaac's been given 1, 2, 3, 4. Azazel just had 2, yeah, okay, sorry. Soul of Pride should have paid out. I don't remember to who, but because this is cooperative it doesn't matter. There has been 6 treasures gained, so we actually are at 2 of the 4 we need to win. Not 1, although it's still going to be difficult. Either way, Isaac has Chaos now, which means Azazel gains 8 pennies, and that'll be his turn, so I'm just going to go sort that off camera. Back around to Isaac, so we are round 4 now, running out of time, and oh, you know what, we could have activated another room there when Azazel got that kill. He will, because I don't think there's enough time left in the game to do the social goals. It's another battle royale. Okay. It's the same card, just a different art. So never mind. So loot 1 for Isaac. Strength card. Choose a player that gain +1 damage till the end of the turn and may attack an additional time. That could be useful for using on Azazel prior to him murdering Isaac by accident for the umpteenth time. He has to do an attack. Is there anything else we want him to do before he attacks the Harbingers and inevitably dies to that? He could give himself +1 damage, but I think using it on Azazel is more important. So, yeah, he'll just straight up attack the Harbingers. He has items to lose. He hits them, so they're down to 3 health. Attacks again. It's a 2. We shall use Godhead, make it a hit, because it's 7 minus 2, so they have 2 health left. That's a 1. We'll use the d6 on that. Ooh, that's a hit. We'll have to take that, so that's 1 damage. He has one last thing up his sleeve, which is to use a dice shard to re-roll it. Is he going down? Not so far. It's coming down to the quick. Yeah, he is. He's dead. You came so close. So there's one of your last pennies gone. Let's just destroy. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do Crystal Ball, but too late now. We'll destroy Chaos, and you are murdered. And unfortunately, the Strength card just goes away because that was the last loot card he had on his personage, and that's his turn. Alright, there's some clever things we can do with the Azazel here though, starting with loot card draw. The Hierophant. Choose a player or monster prevent the next instance of up to 2 damage they would take. And that is also his 2, 4, 6, 8 cards. So he needs 2 more. He has to attack the Harbingers. He'll tap Lord of the Pit to mean that he cancels that attack. He's going after Tapeworm because if he takes Tapeworm out, he gets enough that he'll get the Soul of Gluttony. It's only a 2+ to hit. They have 4 health. He is doing 3 damage with every hit, so it's 3 damage, yep, 3 damage, yep, and again Isaac is already dead, so it doesn't matter. Oh, Isaac is dead, so that would be a 4, right? I forgot to count that up again. So the Tapeworm dies, but it lays an egg, I guess, in Azazel. So when does it tick up? When this isn't discard, remove their egg counters. Oh, when he dies, okay. Well, hopefully that's not going to happen, so I'll just put it to one side. He has to loot 4, which is going to take him above the maximum hand size. Greed Butt again. Okay, well, Greed Butt's now an active monster. So is a Golden Troll Bomb. Choose a player, they take 2 damage, and then put it in the top 4 of the deck. Oh wait, that was 5 I drew there, wasn't it? Pretend you didn't see that one. So, that puts him 1 above his maximum hand size, but that doesn't matter, because we receive Soul of Gluttony for having 10 or more cards in our hand, so that's the 3rd soul of the 4 we need. Azazel is just hard carry. So choose a player if they take 2 damage. I choose Isaac, because he's dead. Oh, and then you're supposed to put it within the top 4. You know what, just for the sake of seeing more cards, I'm not going to do that. A Holy Brain! And Greed Butt takes up an additional slot, right? Yeah, so yes, it does. I did shuffle the deck, and Greed Butt showed up twice. Anyway, Azazel hasn't played any cards yet. He no longer needs to hold on to his money. Is there anything he can do with that cash that would be relevant? Because he needs to get rid of a card anyway, so I guess he'll play this to get 5 cents. Because then he should have 10 cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Oh no, I miscounted. He'll still play it anyway. And then he will spend 5 and buy an item. So 5 from the card, 5 from his little assortment of monies, and he's buying a boat, aka the top of the treasure deck. Soy Milk. Monsters have +1 difficulty to hit on your turn. Each time you deal combat damage to a monster, deal 1 damage to each other monster. That is not good. In the game, Soy Milk plus Brimstone is pretty fun, but not good. So there's actively no room below the camera here for Isaac's inventory, because Azazel's is just spanning the whole bottom of the table. That said, he loots 1. It's 3 pennies. It doesn't really matter, so he'll claim them, because there's no Soul of Greed to go after. So sure, why not? Then he has to attack, and he has to attack the Harbingers. His turns are pretty locked in, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll just do this again. He hits them, puts them down to 3. Not good enough. He'll Godhead that to make it a hit, because it makes it a 4. Not a hit. He will use the... He'll use the D6. I guess he has to. Oh, I'm going to call the roll. I'm going to use the crystal ball. I'm going to say he's rolling a 5. He's rolling a 1. So he takes 1 damage. So he's got 1 health left. I forgot to put his health back anyway. That was in 3, right? So the 6 hits. He's got 1 left. He actually got them. So the Harbinger are down to their last man, and he gets 1 treasure for killing them. You got the D20. Reroll an item, destroy the item, and replace it with the top of the treasure deck, aka gambling, more or less. So he's done his attack. He played the only card he had. He used the D6 and Godhead, so he's tapped. And yeah, that's it. So hilariously, there is actually a very easy way to win here. We only have 3 rounds left. Well, 2 rounds after this turn here. If there's just 2 more character deaths, we get the 4th soul we need to win. If Azazel hits successfully, Isaac dies. So that's 5 kills in total. And it is going to be harder for him because of soy milk. But if he dies, then Isaac just needs to get himself killed doing something stupid, and we still win. So I think there's no way to avoid us winning now. Either way though, he has to... Oh yeah, Isaac is dead. Let me just flip that over so I remember he can't help Azazel. He has to attack the Harbingers, who are now sitting on a 5+ to hit because of soy milk being suck. He will... Will he cancel it? Will he cancel it? He could cancel it and just attack the Holy Brain instead. You know what? Yeah, he's going to use Lord of the Pit to cancel that attack. Attack the Holy Brain, who is a 4+ now because of that debuff. That's a 1, unfortunately. He will use the Hierophant to not take that damage. Oh no, that's a waste. He might as well take the 1 damage. It's only doing 1 damage. So he'll take the 1 damage. He'll try again. It's not good enough. This time he'll use the Hierophant to avoid dying. And he'll try again. He got a 6. So he does 3 damage base. He kills... Oh wait, no, Isaac was already dead, wasn't he? Did I tell you? Oh, I can't remember if I ticked that up or not for Isaac being dead there. We'll say I didn't, because we still have enough time, even if I did and I've miscounted. But either way, he killed the Holy Brain. He gets to loot 1. More pennies. And he will cash those in, I think. Yeah, he'll cash those in. So I'll just take away a 1 penny and add a 5 instead. Actually, you know what? Let's buy an item. I'll spend 10. You can buy an item a turn. Why not? Let's buy the top of the treasure deck. See what it is. Epic Fetus. Deal 1 damage to each monster and yourself. That's very fitting. I'll have to put this up here, I guess. I'm running out of space again. Badly. Deal 1 damage to each monster and yourself. So if he did that right now, he would die. Holy Brain is gone. Replaced with a Clog, which is worth 1 soul. When this dies, each player gives their hand to the player on their left. That might be our ticket out in a different way, because if we just kill him with Azazel, we're done. Either way though, Azazel is finished for his turn over to Isaac. So if Isaac wanted to get himself killed right about now, that would be fine. Fine by me. Oh, actually, you know what? Battle Royale, I could have just had Azazel attack Isaac. I might do that at some point. We're running out of time though. Either way, his loot card is 3 pennies. I guess he'll take them, because he's just going to lose them when he dies anyway. So sure, there's 3 pennies for you, bud, and you have to attack the Harbingers. Let's see if you can kill the last one with your shenanigans. Godhead that to a success. 3 left. I rolled off camera, it was a 3, which is not good enough. We'll d6 that. Oops. To a hit. We have 2 left. He's out of shenanigans. He rolled a 6. We have 1 left. He can afford to take a hit. And he got them. So that was the last Harbinger killed. He gets a treasure card for that, which is Guppy's Paw with some alternative art. That looks great. Destroy an item you control. If you do put a counter on this, you have +1 health for each counter. Oh, that's a different rule, actually. I guess because the bog standard version is still in here, this alternative art version has a different rule. Kind of neat. So you destroy items to give yourself more max health. Either way though, when you defeat the Harbingers, you unfortunately then flip them over to become the Beast, which is terrifying. 4 plus to hit, 6 health, he hits you for 2. When this is flipped to the side or attacked, each player rolls. Each player who rolls the lowest or tied for the lowest dies. Wow. Okay, when it's flipped to this side or attacked. Well, Isaac's roll is a 1. Azazel's roll is a 5. Isaac dies. Okay. His special power is dying. So, he's dead. Over to Azazel. Alright, this Azazel's turn is the turn in which we win no matter what happens. There's his loot card. It won't matter. If he fights and kills Clog, because the beast doesn't have the thing that forces you to attack him, he's just there. If we kill Clog, we get the last soul we need, we win. If Azazel dies, the Soul of Wrath pays out, and we win. So, let's see in which way we have won. Starting with, we're attacking Clog. Unfortunately, he's a 5 plus because of soy milk. The soy milk sucks. And that would be a 2. So, we take 1 damage. Carry on. And he dies. So Azazel dies. It puts the 6th counter on Soul of Wrath. It pays out. And that is our 4th soul. So I pulled this one back a little bit just to show you how messy the table is. This is all Azazel's hand along the bottom. This is all Isaac's treasures going up here to the side. I forgot I think he should have dropped a couple of items, but for deaths I was just forgetting that he has to lose a treasure. He never used the jawbone, he never used modelling clay. I used crystal ball once, it didn't pay out, so all of those could have been destroyed. He kept Godhead, he keeps the D6. He gained Guppy's Paw on the D20, so it still played out as we saw it. We got lucky again with the bonus souls in play because those were 3 of the 4 we got. We only actually killed 1 boss worth of soul, and those are optional. I actually suggest you don't use the optional souls when you're first learning the game, or the rooms for that matter, but you can incorporate them afterwards. And yes, Azazel would have had a worm in him after dying there thanks to the tapeworm we killed, but the game was over, so we didn't need to proc it. But yeah, that's another look at the co-op / solo mode rules for Souls. As I said last time, the base game's semi-adversarial, semi-co-op is perfect, near enough, and the best way to play the game, but this is a decent way to play as well. Maybe try not to run into the super hidden mega boss on your second try of it though, in the form of the beast. And Delirium earlier in the turn, it kind of dictated how play had to go. If we didn't have Azazel, that would have been impossible, I think. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes it's meant to be hard, and Isaac would have died even more if we didn't get Godhead. Either way, oh, and it occurred to me when after drawing that Guppy's Paw, since that is an alternative art Godhead, the other version that I'm familiar with is probably still in the game somewhere. It's just that one has slightly different rules. I think you can change a dice result to a 1 or a 6 with the other version of Godhead. Either way, thank you very much for watching. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. If you would like to see more, let me know, and I'll try and fit it in somewhere in the future. It doesn't take up much space when you're playing the solo mode. The full mode is 2 of these mats for a total of, I think it becomes a 2x4 table setup. These are mats that came with the first edition of the game. So it does take up a lot of space for that version, but the solo mode not so much, assuming you don't have huge hands and treasure and whatnot. But either way, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the future for something else. Until then, ta for now.